Lebanon's Prime Minister Saad Hariri has announced his resignation. It comes in response to a wave of protests that have engulfed the country for the last few weeks.
I put my resignation in the hands of the president and all the Lebanese people. Positions come and go. What's important is the dignity and security of the country.
In Beirut, his resignation was greeted with relief. People chanted and clapped in celebration. For the past 13 days, protesters have been demanding an overhaul of the governing class and have called for an end to corruption. The outgoing PM said he hopes his move will create a positive shock. Meanwhile, violence broke out at a protest camp just moments before Hariri's announcement. Hezbollah supporters clashed with anti-government protesters while police tried to separate them. Last week, Hezbollah's leader claimed the protesters were being financed by foreign enemies. OK, I'm joined now by Jamal Wakim, Professor of History and International Relations at Lebanese University in Beirut. Good evening to you, sir. What do you make of the PM's decision to quit, and will it be enough to satisfy the demands of the protesters?
I don't believe that this resignation will satisfy the demands of the protesters, because their demands go way beyond that. They were protesting for the past 2 weeks against the whole political elite in the country that have run the country for the past 3 decades and that have led the country towards an economic and political crisis, especially lately. There were signs of stagnation, of economic crisis, and there were a lot of demonstrations. The actual government, with the support of the whole political elite, tried to pass some tax laws that focus on the middle and lower sections of society, while exempting themselves, the rich people and the ultra-rich people, the oligarchs who are running this country, from any tax. So this was why the protesters went to the streets, and now they are calling for more. Actually, they want not only for the resignation of the government, but they also want the indictment of the whole political elite, the rehabilitation of all funds that were looted from the Lebanese people during the past 3 decades, to fight corruption and to normalize the situation in the country like any other country.
Hariri claimed that, well, he hopes his move will create a positive shock for the country. Do you think that it will have any positive effect, or is it only going to make things worse? Well,
from my point of view, how could we treat let's say, an illness with the cause of this illness? I believe that this political elite have been given too many chances. However, it failed to achieve any goal. The services in the country are very bad. The economic situation is very bad, and I don't believe that Mr. Saad Hariri, in spite of his good intentions, could do any better, especially that he has been Prime Minister for 3 years now, and it's his second round in power after a first time back in 2008, I believe, until 2011. So I believe that we need a total restructure, total reshuffle, actually, of the whole political structure in the country to be able to meet the new challenges.
And just briefly, if you could, Hezbollah has hardened its stance towards the protesters. What role does Hezbollah play in this?
Well, Hezbollah has one concern, actually, which is to guarantee that the government, any government, would give him legitimacy to the armed resistance against Israel. And that's his primary concern, especially that he fears from American pressures on any new government to pressure Hezbollah and isolate it politically inside the country.
OK, great to speak to you. Jamal Wakim, my guest, Professor of History, International Relations at Lebanese University in Beirut.